on? Welcome. No. Not on. Yeah, we're rolling. It's a one family, one couple show. Roland is not here tonight. Anyway, welcome. I'm going to ask everybody to definitely introduce themselves tonight. I am Tommy Jacobs Ziobro, and everybody's welcome. There are a few new people, just so that you know. There's a bathroom back there. There's also a couple of bathrooms through that door and up the stairs. We're so happy that you're here. Because we have a smaller group tonight, we're saying that you can do 2 or 3 songs or poetry or whatever it is that you're doing tonight. And Stephen, you thought you were going to be second, but guess what? You're going to be first. So we're welcoming Stephen Russell for the first time, and then Ella is on deck. So. Oh, also, I wanted to let everybody know that we do have a blood drive coming up here at the church. There's some things around, I think it's June 4th. Coming up in June, we had one that got canceled because of staffing issues for the blood drive last month in April. So please sign up for that. And, oh, you had something. Yes.
June 7th here at 4:30 Sunday. Out of Cape Voices, stories and songs, bringing the community together, and the theme is Best of the Blizzard.
The best of the blizzard.
What's the date?
June 7th. Outer Cape Voices. Here.
Yeah. Great stories.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Bring your stories.
Good. We'll find out. Just get that out. We can always start on. They shot a rocket to the moon last night. Something went wrong that should have gone right. Suddenly, no more light. It was a very dark day and a darker night. I'm fake smiling 'cause I can't pretend. There's still a rainbow waiting round the bend. But every story has to have its end, and I'm missing the man in the moon, 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 the man in the moon. Over in Egypt, there's a statue that still sits where it's always sat. Half man, half cat, he ain't got a nose, but he can smell a rat. He stares up at an empty sky, a riddle himself, he don't ask why. Things live, things die, but he's missing the man in the moon, 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 the man in the moon. Baby, he drowned in the sea of tranquility, the comical victim of his own fragility. Up on a hilltop, an old wolf prowls, So lost, no reason to howl, no one there to accept his call. He slinks away as darkness falls. Down in the forest among the pines, oh, Mr. Bear, reading the signs. Though he's not the sentimental kind, he's missing, he's missing, he's missing the man in the moon, 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 the man in the moon. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I've been doing Duolingo for almost 10 years now. And my English is actually pretty good, people tell me. Um, but I had a lesson within the past year with the phrase, ella mantiene la cerveza fría. She keeps the beer cold. And if I got nothing else out of the Duolingo, thought, well, that's kind of a good start for a song. So this is what came out of that. She don't whisper sweet nothing, she don't sweet talk at all. Ain't nothing sweet about her, still I come when she calls. She's got a certain way, kind of cool and kind of mean. I love her hair, I love her ankles, and everything in between. She runs a little cantina on the edge of town. Not much to look at, kind of run down, but the joint is always jumping. They come from miles around, belly up to the bar, and they lay their money down. Out here in the desert where it's hotter than hell, we don't go for the whiskey, gin, or muscatel. You can keep your Jack Daniels, Johnny Walker, Jim Beam. She got something better, every man's dream. She keeps the beer cold. She keeps the beer cold. She keeps the beer nice and cold. She keeps the beer cold. She's got those love handles I just can't wait to hold. But that's not why I want her more than any gold. She keeps the beer cold. She keeps the beer cold. I'm gonna go there tonight and ask her to be mine. And if she says yes, that'll be so fine. We'll build a little house where we can love and grow. With a huge refrigerator just to keep the beer cold. She keeps the beer cold. Come on, everybody now. She keeps the beer cold. That's right. She keeps the beer cold. Nice and cold. She keeps the beer cold. She's got those love handles I just can't wait to hold. But that's not why I want her more than any gold. She keeps the beer cold. She keeps the beer cold. Ella mantiene la cerveza fría. Ella mantiene la cerveza fría. Ella mantiene la cerveza fría. Por eso amo. I ain't a senorita to keep the beer cold. I was I started playing this winter with a really wonderful fiddler who he's probably in his late 30s, early 40s. He was a Nashville session musician for a while, and it's just really, really fine. One of the nice things about playing with younger people is that they know some songs that are not 50 years old. Some of them are darn good, you know. You know, there've been some good songs written since the 1970s. Who'd have thunk it? Um, and this one, apparently, a lot of people know. I'd never heard it before, and I really come to like it a lot. This is a, Ronnie Dunn song of the duo Brooks and Dunn. When the sun goes down on my side of town, that lonesome feeling comes to my door, and the whole world turns blue. There's a rundown bar across the railroad tracks with a table for two in the back where I sit alone. Think of losing you. I spend most every night beneath the light of a neon moon. With you, your one and only, there's always room here for the lonely. Watch your broken dreams dancing out of the beams of a neon moon. I think of two young lovers running wild and free. I close my eyes and I sometimes see you in the shadow, this smoke-filled road. No matter how many tears I have cried, how many lies I have lied, telling my poor heart she'll come back someday. Oh, but it'll be all right as long as there's light beneath yon moon. But if you lose your one and only, there's always room here for the lonely. Watch your broken dreams dance in and out of the beams, the neon moon. The jukebox plays on drink by drink, and the words to every sad song seem to say what I think, and it's hurting inside. Oh, it ain't never gonna end, but I'll be alright as long as there's light in the neon moon. If you lose your one and only, there's always room here for the lonely. Watch your broken dream dance in and out of the beams of a neon moon. Oh, oh, watch your broken dreams dancing in and out of the beams of a neon moon. Oh, watch your broken dreams dancing in and out of the beams of a neon moon.
Ella, you're up.
Oh, rush.
Yeah, introduce yourself, please.
Here first.
I know.
Okay.
That thing he's wearing is kind of cool. And that thing.
Right.
She took it off. Suck in. You got to get closer to the mic. Oh, you have to turn it on too?
No.
No.
Nothing. That's not,
It's on?
I can hear it.
Okay, so,
Closer.
I'll be on the other side. This is neat. Our president put up a tweet that's intriguing a couple of days ago, and it says gas prices are a little high right now, maybe because we're winning too much, but that's okay because real Americans know how to adapt. Patriots don't complain; they can serve. Here are some great, very smart tips. Keep your tires properly inflated. Big one, huge, saves lots of gas. People don't even realize. Drive steady, not crazy speeding like the lunatics. Smooth winds, always. Only drive downhill whenever possible. I've been saying this for years. Gravity is free energy. Nobody uses it like we should. Fill your tank at night so the gasoline is cooler and therefore more powerful. Science! Do your part. Save gas. Don't be a liberal Democrat about it. Your president, Donald John Trump. Okay. So, Michael Jocham, who is, among other things, a kindred spirit, but is also the drummer for Jackson Brown, writes, the stable genius goes downhill. I read this and I genuinely had to check whether I'd accidentally wandered into an Andy Borowitz column or if this was actually the sitting president of the United States freelancing as a late night comedy writer. Because when I initially saw this tweet, I thought, no way, this has to be the brilliance of Borowitz. This is too on the nose, too perfectly absurd. But then I verified it. And sure enough, it was Donald himself, once again proving what a stable genius looks like when the mask slips and the script is just gone. Because apparently, in Trump's world, gas prices aren't not high because of war policy or global markets.
No, they're high because we're winning too much. That's the logic. Too much winning. We're so successful, it's costing us more to fill the tank. It's like being told your house is on fire because you're just so good at owning property. But then, like a self appointed mechanic prophet descending from the mountaintop of Mar-a-Lago, we get tips. Inflate your tires, groundbreaking. Drive steady, revolutionary. And my personal favorite, only drive downhill whenever possible. That's it. That's the energy policy. Forget infrastructures, forget supply chains. Just find a hill and point the car downhill. Like Wile E. Coyote chasing the American dream off the cliff. Gravity is now part of the national strategy. Free energy, he says, like he just discovered physics 5 minutes ago and decided to weaponize it against common sense. Taking a trip to San Francisco? No problem. Just make sure you only go downhill. Spending time in the Rockies, maybe Colorado, you're in luck. Just program your GPS to avoid anything resembling an incline. Mountains, obstacles, elevation, and patriotic. I'm sure there's a setting for that's right next to avoid toll roads and avoid reality. And the gasoline being cooler at night, therefore more powerful. Holy shit, that's when the wheels just don't wobble. They launch into orbit. Science apparently is now whatever falls out of his mouth with enough confidence and a capital letter. Science, he declares, like a guy who just microwaved a fork and is proud of the sparks. Dolby had nothing on the scientific genius of Donald J. Trump. But what really gets me, what always gets me every fucking time, is the insult wrapped in the absurdity. If you question any of this, if you raise an eyebrow at the idea that America's energy plan is now find a hill and go down it, you're labeled the problem. Don't be a liberal Democrat about it. In other words, don't think, don't question, just nod, smile, and coast downhill into oblivion like a good little patriot. Anything else would be less than patriotic. So here I am, standing at the pump, watching the numbers climb like they've got somewhere else to be, and being told the solution is tire pressure and gravity, not leadership, not accountability, gravity. And somehow, this is supposed to pass as governance instead of what it actually is, a rambling, half baked, late night infomercial from a man who confuses confidence with competence and slogans with solutions.
Yeah. And on deck is Marianne.
I hit myself with a hand. Why would I mention it if it wasn't real?
Okay, let's get myself.
No, it was what I did before.
Oh, no, this one.
Don't forget to introduce yourself.
I'm Jim.
Hi, Jim.
I'm supposed to announce Memorial Day Monday, coming the end of the month.
Right.
There will be a ceremony down at Town Hall, and the pastor of the church here will be involved in leading that. And here at the church is a free, open to the public, everyone come breakfast. And there's a flyer right on the bulletin board right here. So please, come for breakfast on Memorial Day Monday. I'll be in the kitchen. Tommy will be in the kitchen. And lots of other people. Let's see.
It's harder to set it up for yourself, isn't it? Is there anything I can do to help?
Okay.
Okay. You should be telling jokes while you're standing there.
The first song I'm gonna do is by a guy named Dan Reeder. And I'm sure it's probably nobody's ever heard of him or heard any of his music. He signed some years ago to John Prine's music company, Oh Boy Records. And so Dan is doesn't perform a lot. He gets nervous and doesn't like to perform live. He writes these wonderful little songs that are sometimes somewhere between surprising and clever and Salvador Dali. You know, like if Salvador Dali paints a clock, it's going to be drooping off of a table. Well, that's kind of how Dan Reeder writes some of his songs. I think this is. Can you hear me? 1, 2, 3. Is that? Oh,
No, you got to turn it on.
so anyway, this is a very down to earth kind of Dan Reeder song. Anybody been to Los Angeles lately?
No.
Okay, well, this one's for you then, I guess.
That could have been more romantic, you know.
Nightclub parking lot south of LA. The end of a long night, the end of a long day. Warm wind blows and the palm trees sway. You've had that shitty look on your face all day. I should have known this night would end this way. Stay down, man. If you get up again, he'll probably kill you. Stay where you are. I'll go get the car and we can go. But I swear to God, I'll leave you here to die if you say one more word to that guy. If you say one more word to that guy. Nightclub parking lot south of LA. The end of a long night at the end of a long day. Warm wind blows and the palm trees sway. Somebody called it in, the cops are on their way. I should have known this night would end this way. Stay down, man. If you get up again, he'll probably kill you. Stay where you are. I'll go get the car and we can go. But I swear to God, I'll leave you here to die if you say one more word to that guy. If you say one more word to that guy. If you say one more word, that guy. Okay. This. This one's from the master himself, John Prine. John Prine, of course, was a Chicago guy. And I don't know if anybody remembers in 1969, there was a famous criminal case in Chicago, the Chicago 7. Probably vaguely, yeah, I remember something. Bobby Seale was the main defendant, I guess.
They actually did a documentary about it recently.
So the judge was a judge, something J. Hoffman, and he found them all guilty. And then on appeal, the whole thing was overturned. All of his rulings were thrown out because of his horrific discrimination and prejudice. So anyway. And if you know the words, feel free to join me. When I woke up this morning, things were looking bad. Seemed like total silence was the only friend I had. Bowl of oatmeal tried to stare me down, and one, it was 12 o'clock before I realized I was having no fun. Ah, but fortunately, I have the key to escape reality. Please sleep tonight with an illegal smile. It don't cost very much, but it lasts a long while. Won't you please tell them I didn't kill anyone? No, I'm just trying to have me some fun. Last time I checked my bankroll, it was getting thin. Sometimes it seems like the bottom is the only place I go. Chase the rainbow down a one-way street, dead end. All my friends turned out to be insurance salesmen. Ah, but fortunately, I have the key to escape reality. It's tonight with an illegal smile. It don't cost very much, but it lasts a long while. Won't you please tell I didn't kill anyone? I know I'm just trying to have me some fun. I sat down in my closet, sat down in my closet with all my overalls, trying to get away from the fears inside. Dreamed the police, I heard everything I thought. What then? Well, I went to court, and the judge's name was Hoffman. Ah, but fortunately, I have the key to escape reality. With an illegal smile, it don't cost very much, but it lasts a long while. Won't you please tell I didn't kill anyone? I know I'm just trying to have you some fun. Hot dog, but some of it, until it went home. My third cousin, on my grandmother's side, is a nun. Welcome. I watched that little video of Bonnie Raitt doing one of John Prine's Angel from Montgomery, and recently, and she just said, play these songs, play John Prine songs everywhere you can, and keep his music alive. This is Guy Clark. It's the time of year to plant your garden. I haven't planted vegetables yet, but anybody have put anything in yet? No. Lettuce and radishes should at least be in, and beetroot, yeah, all that. I just haven't gotten to it. Some flowers. It's coming though. There ain't nothing in the world that I like better than bacon and a lettuce and homegrown tomatoes. Up in the morning, out in the garden. Get you a ripe one, man. Don't get a hard one. Plant them in the spring, eat them in the summer. All winter without them is a culinary bummer. I forget all about the sweating and the digging every time I go out and get me a big one. Homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things that money can't buy, and that's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Where you can go out and eat, that's for sure. But it's nothing that a homegrown tomato won't cure. Put 'em on a salad, put 'em in a stew. Make your very own tomato juice. Eat 'em with berries, you can eat 'em with gravy. Eat 'em with beans, pinto or navy. Put 'em on the side, put 'em in the middle. Put a hot tomato on a hot cake griddle. Yeah, homegrown tomato. Homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things money can't buy. That's true love and homegrown tomatoes. Now, if I could change this life I lead, well, I'd be Johnny Tomato Seed. Cause I know what this country needs. It's homegrown tomatoes in every yard you see. But when I die, don't bury me in a box in the cemetery. Out in the garden would be much better where I could do the pushing up homegrown tomatoes, homegrown tomatoes. Homegrown tomatoes. What would life be without homegrown tomatoes? Only two things money can't buy. That's true love and homegrown tomatoes.
Marianne, did I turn it off?
Yeah, it's on the end, on the back.
Here?
Yeah, up top, right there. Yeah, just turn it off for a second. So we can reorganize here a little.
Tell some jokes.
I can use that one.
You actually have somebody watching.
I'll stand.
Yeah, sometimes it's just easier. Hang on. Okay.
Marion Boswell.
Oh, it's not on yet.
Now.
Yep.
So. I grew up summers in Provincetown, and when I was 17, someone my mother grew up with said to my mother, "What about Marianne and my daughter spending the summer working?" Which began my summers working in Provincetown. And I worked at Howard Johnson's. And if you recall, well, you may not remember that there was a Howard Johnson's, but there was the V where Commercial Street and Bradford Street come together at the very beginning of town. And on your right was Howard Johnson's. And it was owned by a local guy as a franchise. And when he owned it, I mean, we had all the Howard Johnson's stuff, but we also had some of Basil Santos's recipes, and they were really great. And then he sold the franchise back to corporate Hojos. And by this time, I was an assistant manager. And that summer, Hojos decided we should be 24 hours a day. And we hired, and I was the manager of the first shift. And we had all New York professional waiters, gay guys who basically came in at 7 o'clock and whipped out the breakfasts and then went to the beach and then went to real restaurants and earned real money. And then everybody would end up at the back room at 11 o'clock at night. And it really worked well. We didn't have any college girls, we didn't have any college kids, and they were all gay except for me. And they were all men except for me. And this was the summer of 1976, which was the bicentennial and the summer that the tall ships came to Boston. And our professional cook had said, I'll work in Provincetown. I must have that weekend off. Without him, it was total fucking chaos. Food didn't get delivered. I had a line of gay men doing the can in the kitchen while they're waiting for the orders to come up. And the night before, at the back room, one of the guys came up to me and he said, Marianne, I'm really high. I cannot go in tomorrow morning and work for the Hojo people. I just cannot stomach the guys with the beer bellies and the 5 kids wanting their pancakes. I said, Jerry, it's like the big weekend. We need you. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'm so high. I said, come in late. Come in late and we'll make it work. Comes in. And he says, I'm still high. I said, okay, we'll make you a busboy. You don't have to talk to anybody. So he starts bussing tables and he stops at one point and he said, I need motivation. Every time I bus a table, someone needs to tell me a sexual fantasy. I said, "Okay." And he had given everybody nicknames. And so there was Big Bird. And so, Big Bird, your job is to tell Jerry a sexual fantasy. And so this is going on, and he's slow. And I said, you have to hurry up. And he said, my name isn't Jerry. My name is Diane Linkletter. Now, for those of you who are young, Art Linkletter was a famous guy on TV, and he had a daughter, Diane Linkletter, who was very high and jumped off a building to her death. And so I started calling him Diane. He stops me. He says, no, my name is Diane Linkletter. And so we're calling him Diane Linkletter as we're getting him to bus tables. And this is just one story, by the way. And later on, maybe 2 nights later, oh, wait, back up. Pushing him, Jerry, you got to move faster. And he said, don't push me. Don't push me. I'll do it. I'll get right up there on that orange roof and I'll jump just like she did. So we kind of calm him down, keep him going. And a few nights later, I see him ahead of me going into the back room and I scream, Diane Linkletter. And this guy grabs me and says, leave the poor dead girl alone. And it was just a summer like that. And one of the things that the other managers and I did is we started giving an award every week for the best reason not showing up for work. One time a guy, he had a table of 8 and he disappeared. Where was he? And then I see him and he comes and he's got wet hair. And I said, where the fuck were you? And he said, I just felt kind of dirty. So I went into the bar and I just kind of took a sponge bath. I said, you had tables. And so it was just that kind of summer. And we had a turnover of 2 people a week. So we basically were constantly hiring to keep up. And we also had a nighttime manager. So we had the morning shift, the afternoon, evening shift, and then we had the overnight shift. The guy who was the overnight shift manager, his nickname was Peter Priest. And the reason why his name was Peter Priest is because he came to Provincetown for a summer to play before he went into the priesthood. He also was an opera singer. So he would kind of manage the midnight shift singing opera. I mean, it was just a theater. So at the end of the summer, two things happened. One, at one point, somebody came in, and but this time we had two people. I mean, we were down from a staff of like 12 to 2. And a guy came in and he banged on the table and said, "Can I get some service here?" And I also was at kind of the end of my rope. And I went over to him, and in a very strong, calm voice, I said, "If you want service, you don't come into Hojo's right about Labor Day when we have no staff and no one in the kitchen. If you want service, you got to come in maybe like June." And I look up, and there's the other manager going, supporting me. So at the end of the summer, we gave an award for the best excuse for the summer for not showing up to work. And this was a guy who hadn't been to work for a week. And he came in, and the super manager and I were there. And he said, and he was very verklempt, and he said, "You might wonder why I haven't been here. You see, my ex-lover, he knows I'm here. And he's got a gun. And my fiance, I mean, she knows I'm gay. My fiance and I, we have been hiding, and we now need to leave town. And that's why we haven't been here." And I was wondering, could you call the Hojos in Framingham and see if they have any jobs? And we're like, absolutely. Nothing would make us happier than to let the real Hojo land experience some of what we experienced. It was just a riot. Thank you.
Arcangela Spumoni. So this is a whole new setup. Somebody should get up and do jokes.
Well, I can do a joke while Andrew gets set up.
Okay.
An officer stops a speeder on a highway, and the speeder said, the motorist says, "Officer, I can explain this." He goes, "Explain nothing. You were doing 95 miles an hour. You were creating a danger to other drivers. They're going to jail." So they put him in jail. But officer, never mind. Oh, by the way, you can explain it to the police chief when he gets back. So he's sitting in the jail, and the officer says, "You know something? This might be your lucky day. The police chief's at his daughter's wedding, so he'll come back in a good mood." And the guy says, "I doubt it. Why? I'm the groom." All right. I'm gonna warm up a little, don't mind me.
Go ahead.
Maybe a little closer.
Yeah.
All right. Tonight I'm going to do excerpts from Arnold Schoenberg's Guru Leader. No, just kidding. I'm going to, about 56 years ago this week, 4 students were shot at Kent State University. I also want to bring to your attention, I forget the specifics, but also at a subsequent time, Black kids were shot at other universities. Oh, thank you, Jackson State. Nobody said anything. Okay, so I want to keep them in mind too. As I do this song by Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Ohio. Nixon had just, I guess he just extended his bombing to Cambodia. And that's what started all the demonstrations. Nixon was a fascist. The only difference between him and Trump is that Nixon was smarter. Soldiers and Nixon's coming. We're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drumming for dead in Ohio. Gotta get down to it. Soldiers are gunning us down. Should have been gone long ago. What if you knew her and found her dead on the ground? How can you run when you know? La, 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 la. Gotta get down to it. Soldiers are gunning us down. Should have been gone long ago. What if you knew her and found her dead on the ground? How can you run when you know? Tin soldiers and Nixon coming. We're finally on our own. This summer I hear the drum for dead, for dead in Ohio. And Jackson for dead. How many more? For dead in Ohio. Thank you. Okay. This next song, I wanted it to be our song. Sorry. And she left me after I played it for her. Will I do that again? My phys ed teachers got me working too hard. Relax after school, sitting out in the yard. Just me and my baby holding her hand. When pop, here comes that popsicle man. Fudge 2B40 and a grape that's fine. By one for me, one for my Jake. A lot of good eating on a popsicle stick. Popsicle, pop, 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 popsicle. If you want to keep cool, it does a trick, and it comes on a stick. Da da da. Some people buy popsicles just for kicks, but me and my baby, we save the sticks to keep brother and sister quiet as a mouse. We give them popsicle sticks to build a popsicle house. Popsicle. Popsicle. If you want to keep the tough and it comes on a stick, but so when you hear the bell go ding-a-ling, it's the popsicle man and he's the good eating king. Save all these rappers and before long you get a phonograph to play this record on. Popsicle, 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 popsicle. Thank you. Oh, by the way, I'd like to tell you, that's from the California surf scene of the early '60s. Jan and Dean, Surf City and ride the wild surf. Yep. Oh, well, I never saw her again. Okay, okay, there's nobody under 18 in the room, is there? This is a song I wrote that was inspired by a joke I have loved for 50 years. Yeah. Hurricane lady, whirling round my mind. Though the pressure's low, my temperature's rising, and you're wind in my face so fine. Hurricane lady, blowing me away. Though you're drawing me into your perfect storm, my love is here to stay. I'm caught in the fetch of your heavy surf, from the crown up to the crest. But before I sink into the trench, hit me with your thunderous breast. Hurricane lady, soaking me to the bone. In the dry rain of your desire, I am sinking like a stone. Wow! I'm riding right into the eye of the storm. For a moment I am calm, but your crazy waves crashing over me have turned me upside down. Oh, hurricane lady, I can't take no more. Though you're making me smile, the ride is just too wild, and I'm barely hanging on. Hurricane lady, leaving me so weak. So the storm is raging on and on. Excuse me. I think I've reached my peak. I think I've reached my peak. I think I've reached my peak. I'll love you in any kind of weather. Thank you. Only Graham told the joke in Crusades.
Oh, Greg, you're up. You're up, Greg.
We get that microphone back up there, nice and high, or use this one?
Did you turn it off? It'll take you half an hour. He's got his band with him.
Be more prominent. No. That place laughed.
Don't forget to introduce yourself.
My name is Gregorio Bertonel. Yes, that's good.
Out of the way and turn on lights.
Well, as you heard mentioned, I didn't have much of a plan of it, and my band hadn't appeared here in a long time, but I checked with them, and fortunately they were available, even on short notice. Love, give me love, give me peace on earth, give me light, give me life, keep me free from birth, give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load, trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. Please. Stay hold of my hand. That I might understand you. Won't you please, oh, won't you give me love me, peace, honor, me light, give life in me, free from birth, give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load, trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. Won't you please, oh, won't you give me love, oh, give me love, give me peace on earth, give me life, keep me free from birth, give me hope, help me cope with this heavy load, trying to touch and reach you with heart and soul. Love, oh, give me love, give me peace on, give me life, give me, keep me free from birth, now keep me whole, help, hope with this heavy load, trying to touch and reach you.